Alright guys, in this video I'm going to show you on how you can actually brute force or bypass a Laravel login application and with using what Python actually. So as it is right here, I have my Laravel application right here. As you can see, I have just two routes right here. I have the register routes and I also have the login routes, right? So basically, I have already protected my login routes with what rate limiting, as you can see like this, right? And also I have written a Python script to actually what brute force into it. So let me show you how it works. So I'll just do my Python brute.py. So I'm actually going to brute force into it. As you can see, I have the email here. So because of my rate limiting, right, this thing is not going to do what work at all, right? So let's just wait for a while. See, just hold on. You see, right now you see it says too many requests attempted from this email. Please wait after 1 minute and try again. If I should go straight to Postman and I should try it with this same stuff here, I'll be having the same error right here. As you can see, I'm having the same error. So anywhere I try to use this email at the same time, I won't be able to log in because of what? There were too many login attempts on this email, right? So I'm going to show you on how you can actually write this Python stuff right here, and how you can actually build this your API, your Laravel API, and actually do what? Protect them also. All right, so the first thing I'm doing right here is that I'm using Laravel 8, right? Laravel 8, as you can see, I'm using Laravel 8, and I'm also using what? Laravel Phantom. If you install Laravel, it automatically comes with Laravel Phantom, right? And I have my database right here called, what's it called? It's called Test Hack, and I have two users right here, right? And also, what I'm going to do right now is that you are going to need to have to create a controller. As you can see, I have a controller called what? Auth controller up here, like this, right? So I'm going to clear these things I have here. I'm going to recreate them again from scratch, or just delete what I have here, and I'll just create it again. So I'm creating this auth controller again from the scratch. So let's do that. Let's try again and do that. All right, good. So let's try now. All right, so let's begin. So I'm going to write a function here. It's a public function, right? And this is going to be, the function is going to be called register. And this register, I'm going to have what? Requests, and this request here. Then after, I'm going to have my requests, and I'm also going to do a simple validate like this. And in this validate, I'm going to have my name, and I'm also going to have required. I'll have required, and it's going to be a string, and I can set it to the max of 50. All right, so I'm going to have my email. So I'm going to set it to require, and it's going to be an email. And yeah, being an email, I'm going to set it to, it's going to be as unique, like that, to the users table. So I have a mistake here. Sorry about that noise. I have a neighbor coming in. Also, I'm going to have a password, and this password is going to be the mean of 6 characters, like that. All right, so I'm done with this. So the next thing to do right now is actually creating the users table right now. So I'm going to say user is actually equals to the users table. So you need to import the users module like that. So I'm going to say create. create like this. I'm going to say the name is actually request to the name right here. I'm going to say the email is actually equals to the request like this, and I'm going to say email, and also I'm going to say password is actually equals to the request to the password like this. Okay, good. So the next thing to do right now is I'm going to create a token, and this token is actually going to be equals to the user, and I'm going to say create. I'm going to say create token. So this is for you know, if you're actually connecting to if you're actually using things like React, you can do this. So I'll say plain. I'll call this plain text token like this. Then I'm actually going to do a simple return back a response. I'm returning a JSON. Alright, so in this JSON, I'm going to have a message called user done, and I'm going to say I'm going to have my token, and this is going to be token. All right, so I actually have an error, so let me check where my error is actually coming from. So I have an error from here. So guys, you have to make sure you actually import your user module up here. So as you can see, okay, I've not imported it actually, so let me do that. So say user modules, so I've imported that, and right here I'll come here. So after that, I'm also going to create another function. I'm going to call this function login, and basically in this login I am actually going to have almost the same thing too, but it's going to be just different. So I'll say request, and here you have request like this. And also I actually remember that I did not hash my password, right? So I come and say hash. It's very, very important you hash your password. So see hash dash make like that. So that's good. So let's go back. So in here, I'm basically going to I'm going to validate again, right? I'm going to validate again. So I'll just copy this validate up here. I'll copy it and I'll come and paste it down here. So I can actually be very fast with this video. So I'll take this one away. I'll take away this one too. And I'll take away this one too. So required. Good. And also I'm going to say user is actually equals to user. Then I'm going to say where the email, and I'm going to say request dash the email first. So we're going to pick the first record. So pick the first record. So I'm going to say if no user. So I'm already checking already. So or not hashed make. Sorry, it's not make. I should say check. Say for requests. Password. User. password like this. Also, I'm going to do a simple return a response JSON. I'll call this a message. I'll say invalid uh, invalid information information. I'll say invalid information. Good. Then after that, I'll just do a token. So if it actually goes through this part here, I'll do a token here. So that's where I did this token up here. I'll come here, I'll do this token also. So I'll come down here, I'll say token. Say token. I'll say, and I'll come up here to copy this response here also. I'll come up there and I'll come and paste it down here. And this should be message, it will be equals to user, I'll just say login successful. All right, so good. So basically right now, I'll go straight to my API right here, right? And I will just uncomment this part that I have right here. As you can see, this part here. So these are my rates limiting right here. I'll just say rates limiting like that. Those are my rate limiting. So right now, if I want to show you how rate limiting actually work, right? So you need to basically understand this thing. So rate limiting is a security and performance techniques that controls how many requests a client, like a user, script, or attacker can make to a server in a given period of time. So it actually means that if you don't add rate limiting to your app to your application, an attacker can list 100 leak email and password just the way I have done in this in this Python code right here. As you can see, I have an email, then I have a lot of combination of what passwords, right? So make sure you always have what rate limiting on your what Laravel what application. So right now I am going to register a new user on my API endpoint. So I'll say register. So register a new user on my endpoint here. And I'll call this email, I'll call it tube. I'll call it tube, and I'll call the name also tube. So I'll register it like this. So I'm moving for a short while. Like as you can see, I've registered this person already called what tube, right? So I'll go straight to my Python stuff here, as you can see, and I'll change this my URL to tube. So if I come and say Python bootforce.py, so what is going to happen is that this Python code, right, is actually going to start boot forcing this thing. Look at it. You can see my Laravel does not have any rate limiting at this point. See what happens. If I come here now and I'll just click enter. Imagine this password as is over 10,000 lines of password. It is going to overwhelm your Laravel what application. Why? Because of what? The developer did not add what rate limiting to it at all. As you can see, it's just going to be going, saying this invalid information, invalid information, invalid information, invalid information, the rest like that, right? As you can see, because the password is not actually inside of this what place. It's just going to keep going like that. So what I'm going to do right now is that I am going to cancel this stuff here. I'll cancel it and I'm going to add the first rate limiting to it. So you see this one I have right here. This rate limiting I have here. This rate limiting that I have right here. This one here. This throttle 5 1 here. So basically, what this one means here is that it's going to 5 requests. If 5 requests come in per what this 1 year equals to what 1 minute, this 5 year means what the request what coming in, right? Even with this, the attacker can still bypass this 1 year if the correct password is inside the password what field. Let me show you. If I should come back here and I do this again, for an example, say you see, so we have one, I have two, three, I have four, I have five. So you see what happens. It actually stops, right? It actually just stops. So, but I will not suggest all Laravel developers to go with this kind of what rate limiting. No, I don't suggest that one. What I would suggest you guys do is that you go straight to your route service provider, right? And you have this kind of code right here for a specific what endpoint. So basically, you can basically see that it is better you grab the user's email and you grab the person's what IP address, right? So with this code here, if you actually see my screen right now, you can actually copy this write this kind of code, then you go straight to your API here. Then what you do now is that you have this kind of code right here. So you have this throttle login right here. So this code here, right, it's actually referencing to this code that you have here. You can see we have login, that's the name. You can see we have it down here. So with this kind of code, your application is far more secure from what? From hackers. So if I should try this again, let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. So you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see we have too many attempt requests from this email. Please wait again. If the user now goes again to actually register, I'm sorry, to log in, I mean, let me do that, to log in. If I come here to log in here, basically I won't be able to log in at all. You can see I, the user, can't actively do what? Log in into my what? Application. Why? Because of what? Somebody is trying to do what? To break into the into my account by brute forcing so many what? Passwords. And the person actually does what? Knows my what? My Gmail or my email what? Account address, right? So this is basically what you do, right? You make sure you go to your route service provider, you write this kind of code for specific URL, right? Then you just come to your API.php, then you do something like this, then you are good to go. Don't do this, because if you do this one, the attacker can still bypass this, right? So I'll say hacker can still bypass this. So the hacker cannot bypass this endpoint. There's no way, unless if the password is actually maybe it's on the top 5 or top 2 or top 3 before the attacker can actually bypass it. So if you actually like this video, please make a like and leave a subscription. I actually really appreciate it. So for the Python code, I am actually going to do what? Add it to the file here. So let's say Python code, call it Python code below. So this is the Python code below. So you can actually copy the Python code, then you can actually do some changes to your code there. So if you like this video, please leave a subscribe and leave a like. Thank you.